out here. Come on, Joleen. What? What?
If you like what you see, come and get it with me. I know you deserve all you want, 'cause your heart's made of gold, but don't wait till you're old.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Married to Survivor. We already got a super sticker from Tracy. Thank you so much, Tracy, for the super sticker, you guys. Make sure you all smash that like. We're going to be talking all about Survivor episode. Why did I forget the episode? I think it's like 4, 5, something like that. Tonight's episode of Survivor, you guys. So smash the like. Xchel, let's set a like goal. What should the like goal be?
25.
I think we're already at 25.
Oh, 41 for the season.
All right.
Then.
41. I'm going to say 141. Okay. Welcome, everyone joining. Look at all your sweetie poo comments. Hello, my beautiful pumpkin spice babies. It is Wednesday night. Survivor. I have the buff. I think technically I won, but I don't know.
Yeah,
won.
I said merge. You said someone from a tribe was going to go home, so you won.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like which tribe. It was just a tribe.
Mm-hmm. That's closer than mine.
Okay, only 8 more likes to go to hit Xchel's goal. So yeah, I say 141 then. Okay. All right, this is like deja vu with Nana. Hey Denise, shout out to my mods. You guys are fantastic, wonderful, and appreciate you so much. If you guys want to support the channel, super chat's a great way to do it. You can also, that's during the live, like a super chat like Tracy sent, or you can support on Patreon, patreon.com/Joleen Lunzer. Or we have a membership on YouTube, or you can just sit back, enjoy, and just smash that like and comment after it posts. It helps us with the algorithm. Okay, I'm just looking over here. Some comments can't. All right. Is fall your favorite season? Yes, I love fall. I love it. I love fall. I love winter too, since now I live in a state where I don't have to drive in snow and stuff. Summer is actually my least favorite when I'm in the desert, or most places, I think, unless I'm in somewhere in the Midwest, something like that. So, Xchel, how is it going?
I'm doing pretty good. It was a nice day. I'm in my final week of my nursing assistant class, so I'll be graduating on Friday, and then I'll be signing up for a testing spot at some regional testing center. So I'm excited about that.
That is so exciting. We're all proud of Xchel. So next weekend, this weekend, you'll be donezo.
I'll be done with school, but I still have to pass the state exam.
All right. And then it's work and apply to more schools. How fun, how fun. Mod power. Yes. Thank you, Diana Lee, for the super sticker. We appreciate it. So yeah, way to go, Xchel. Show Xchel all the love in the chat. Okay. So what else was I going to say? I'm having a brain thingy happening, but that's okay, you guys. We're here. All right. Congratulations. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. I appreciate that.
Yes. So let's talk about this episode and go off on our usual fun Survivor and life tangents. So I have the buff. I think I made my eyebrows too dark today, or I just got my hair colored. So I was like, oh, it's so. All right. So let's get into this episode of Survivor. Yes, that old woman that Denise talked about, she played tonight, you guys. Did you guys see her playing? Heather played. All right. So we're back at camp, and we're back with the Green Tribe, a.k.a. Ua, and they're just come back from Tribal, and Genie's big mad. Genie is now officially, I think I said it last episode, but she's officially my favorite player.
Of all time?
No, just this
season. Just this season?
I still
you don't like
Shan.
Anybody on blue, and you don't like anybody on yellow. You just like Genie.
Shan and Genie.
Oh, that's it.
That's it. No, and well, I like Danny, but I don't know if I love his decision to target Erica over Sydney. Yeah. But I do think Erica's. We'll get into it, but yeah, I just
But
like
Genie's your favorite of the season so far, then.
and Shan.
And Shan.
Shout out to Miss M. She was at my show this week. Yay! At
Thanks,
the
Miss
Hollywood
M.
Improv. Yay, Miss M. Yay, Miss M. Okay. And Heather, she tried really hard, and she.
But we'll get there.
We'll get there. Okay.
I think the main thing about the whole argument at night was that Genie felt blindsided just as much as Brad, because Brad was her number one. And I don't think Shan played it very well, just being like, well, just so you know, Brad had a secret power and he didn't tell you about it. Well, how do you know he didn't tell her about it? You're just saying things.
He did tell her most stuff.
I thought so too. I thought Genie and Brad were very close in terms of the way that they played. They seemed to rely on each other. So I think that made it messy for Shan to do that in front of JD, who obviously was all like, whoa. You're being very hypocritical.
Yeah, because it was a slip up for Shan, and Shan's got a really good strategic social game right now, obviously. But it was a slip up for her to be like, yeah, well, he told me this and I didn't tell anybody. And then JD, like you said, he's like, but we just roasted me because I had a power and I didn't say anything or didn't want to say anything. But you knew something. She's like, yeah, but that was his, not mine, which kind of does make sense, but also doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense to me. I thought that in the live before this one that they should have ousted JD, because it felt like at that moment she really did have his. I mean, she was holding on to the extra vote without telling anybody, and she could have kept that for herself once JD was out. And then Brad actually really, really trusted her, because Brad went to her and was all like, this, and this. So I just think that JD should have gone home the last episode, even though he is very likable. He is very what's the word?
Jovial. He's jovial. He's fun. He's excited for life. I like him. Mm-hmm.
And he's just like ecstatic to be on the episode, which is like something that as a TV watcher, you're like, I want him to do well. I want him to have nice things. Yeah. So
we want him to do well. But...
yeah. And that's like any job or any sport or hobby. Like everyone's attracted to the person that is just over ecstatic to be there, because it shows them a sense of wonder and enjoyment that they once had with that hobby or profession or such as that. Mm-hmm.
He has so much hope. He's young and cute and full of hope, but also some really bad game moves, which we'll see. So Shan is running stuff, but she does have a little slip up. And they have some fighting back, and Genie's like, I'm not going to cook, clean, or kick shit anymore for anybody here. Because what I love about Genie is that she does get upset, and she kicks things, and I just like her spirit. I think she is spirited, and I can relate to her, and I want to kick stuff too, and I would kick stuff in Survivor, I feel like. So,
She wears her emotions on her sleeve.
She does. She definitely does. So she's, I'm not doing any of that, starting a fire, nothing. You all can go to hell for getting rid of Brad and his mullets. I miss it, okay?
I miss Brad and his mullet too. I want to get like a mullet for Halloween so I could wear it around. You could call me Brad.
You should be Brad for Halloween, because Xchel is still mourning the loss of Brad. And if Genie would have left tonight, I would have been mourning hardcore.
Hey, don't ruin anything. We'll talk about it.
I need sass.
I thought Brad was good television. I mean, he was a little out there sometimes, but he was really trying. He was really trying to make it interesting for everybody.
He was either going to end up being super problematic or very entertaining, or both. I mean, I guess
he can be both. He can be both.
Okay. So then we go to our first reward challenge, and the reward is the first place winner gets a Fijian guy from Fiji who's an expert and going to teach them how to survive with so little, because this season of Survivor has given them very little tools to go forward with than last, including of other seasons, including no rice, nothing. So he'll show them that. So they get an expert that'll come to their camp, and then second place they get a big blue fish to eat and share, and that fish looks too pretty to eat.
Mm-hmm. You like the blue fish?
I thought it was gorgeous.
I think lobsters look too pretty to eat. I mean, they're like so red. It's like kind of cool when you look at it. They are
really red, but they're not. Well, I mean, I like Sebastian from The Little Mermaid. He's cute.
Yeah. Would you eat a lobster knowing that it was Sebastian?
No, I couldn't.
If it was
Under the
covered in
sea.
butter. he's a
Then I
talented
could.
musician. I could never do that to him.
You know what? If he
Give me them deadbeat lobsters that don't pay child support. I'll eat them.
Yes, I'll eat those ones. I need to know that it has a problematic past. Actually, no, because then technically you are eating like the spirit of that person or something.
Yeah, you basically want like a whole like backstory card when they give you the lobster, and it's like, this lobster was a horrible person to female lobsters, and so therefore enjoy
he's gonna
biting
taste
into
hella
the
bitter.
patriarchy.
Yeah, eat the patriarchy, and he's gonna taste hella bitter and angry, and he has no genitals. There you go.
We remove them in the most painful way.
I just want to eat a lobster that says, I'm ready to be eaten. I am here.
A self-sacrificial lobster.
Self-sacrificial. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So let's see. What do you guys say?
Did you notice that with the reward challenge that that like it felt like it looked like a marathon because they had to jump off the bridge to swim to some blocks, to drag those blocks to shore, to push those blocks, to untie the bag of blocks, to push it through.
Yeah, to get the ring to throw at a target, right? To
get the keys to unlock the rings to throw at a target. Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
It was a lot. And Heather was, we're thinking of the wrong one. That was the immunity challenge.
Oh, that was the immunity challenge? This is the one with the ball, right?
Yeah. Forget it. Scratch that, guys. There was something before that Heather struggled at. It was a ball and a course. You have to toss the ball up, and the ball goes through this little thingy, almost like a gutter.
Yeah.
And then you have to
run
through this.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. As it's going through, you have to run through this like short rope course, and then you have to catch it and then go over to your team, and everyone's got to get through it. And Heather just couldn't do it. And last week we were like, who's Heather? Well, Heather is a 52-year-old woman who was trying her damnedest. She gave it one hell of a try, and her team was actually very supportive.
It made me feel sad and happy at the same time that people were supportive, especially the ex-NFL player who was all like, hey, we don't win everything, but did you try your hardest? And then was all like, then you're good. I love that feeling.
They lose. And so she falls to the ground, and she's very emotional about this loss. And that's when Danny steps in, and he's like, no, you tried. And I was like, oh, God, Danny. You're so good. You're so good. But she
whatever NFL team you played for, I want to support.
So I said, Heather's really struggling. She's not giving up. Genie wins it. She throws the last ball up and takes care of it for and I'm thrilled for them to get a big win.
They need a win. They need
a win. Especially when Genie just got done saying, I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you, I got this ring. Like, she was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So she wins. Then Yasa takes second, and Luvu, who has not had any defeats, has its first loss of the season. Heather breaks down. Her team picks her up. And then Jeff's like, you know what? I love when people lose. I love their vulnerability. Oh, Jeff. He's just so funny sometimes. I get what he's saying. He likes to see people being resilient and trying to overcome, and he loves those kind of stories.
Yeah.
You know? But he's like,
to show your emotion.
It.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love when you cry. I love when you fail.
Someone make her cry some more, please.
You guys like my hair this season? I mean, his hair is pretty good this season. But yeah.
If I was on that team, Luvu, I think I would have been like, hey, just take a breather, and then let the other two go, and you go at the end. So that way she doesn't feel all this pressure to go right then and there. Because I think once like she was throwing the ball up there for the 10th time, she was exhausted, and she just felt an enormous amount of pressure.
Mm-hmm. She really did. But it was just one of those survivor moments where you just don't give up. And there is something, I mean, you know, you're competing against ex-NFL athletes, young guys like Xander and JD, and you got a 52-year-old stay-at-home mom, you know, not saying she can't be just as successful in these things as them, but I mean, these guys are doing a lot more sporty spice stuff than she probably is, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's the thing about Survivor. Everyone can come out and anyone can win. And there you go. And it's a lot of heart and perseverance. And that's what we love about this beautiful show. And Jeff loves your vulnerability and your tears. Then Evie has this great moment where she's like, I can just see it now. Previously on Survivor. And so she is reliving their...
She should get a writer's credit.
I know. She's like, Tiffany, Tiffany says she's kicking ass, and they
after mass defeats for the green team, they rally up and come back to win.
Yeah. And then Tiffany says, you guys come here. And they find baby turtles on the beach.
Yeah.
And I'm scared of turtles, but I'm
you
not
don't
scared
like
of
turtles.
baby turtles. No.
And I asked you why, because you said
they're creepy. And I had to, in science class, Mr. Klingberg had us put them on the table up in the science room, and he had like lunchroom type long tables. Upstairs was, in my elementary school, was all science. It was Mr. Klingberg. It's where the patrols went. If you were a patrol, you go up there, get your flag. You go up there, you get your hot cocoa in the winter because you're walking patrols, crossing the street, walking the kids home. And he put turtles, and he goes, don't let them fall. And I said, I'm scared. He goes, you gotta be scared of turtles. And I'm like, but I am, Mr. Klingberg. And then it came toward me. I was like, no. And it fell. It was fine. It lived. It didn't chip its shell or anything. But I got in trouble. But I said, I told you, sir, I am scared of these things. That all of a sudden I don't like anything that goes from this to you know what I mean? It's like very.
But those are boners. Boners do that.
Yep. Boners can be scary too. You know what I mean?
I guess
I don't want to be surprised.
You did tell me that the turtle, it goes into its shell and then is ready to attack. But I just think that you should recognize that turtles are more defensive than they are like cats, who are more aggressive and attacking. So I just didn't think that you should be scared of turtles.
I like when they're like cute and furry. Except
you just like fur. How about if a turtle had fur? Would you like it?
No, well, it's too lizardy. I don't like the they're not tentacles. They're the legs.
Those flappers.
Those flappers. Turtles were cute though. They're like they were really
little cute, baby turtles are supposed to be cute. That's why you like them.
Anything baby except for spiders, scorpions, snakes are cute.
You've never seen a baby spider? They're so cute. Because there's like 100 of them in the same place.
Ew, gross, stop. Oh my God, I just made my boob shake because I was like, stop.
Well, then that's good for me. That's really good for me. Have you seen like baby cockroaches? And there's like
Xchel, don't. People are gonna get grossed out. Someone carry it on your back. Get out of here. Get out of here with that. I'm like getting the heebie-jeebs. I don't like it. All right. So the turtles were very cute. They went out into the ocean to go bite your toes when you're swimming or eat you. I don't know. Do turtles kill people in the ocean?
I mean, if it was being attacked, I wouldn't mind if it defended itself. It's its goddamn American right.
Snapping turtles.
Stand your ground, turtles. Stand your ground.
Snapping turtles just like snap off at you, like get out of the water, bitch. You don't look
bitch.
Good,
I'll eat you. I used to, or in Texas, we would see a lot of snapping turtles, and I would want to play with them, but they were kind of dangerous, so I stayed away from them. But we would see baby snapping turtles in Mexico when we'd go down there, and I try to catch them.
Do they snap at you? Why are they called snapping? Is it just their mouth?
They snap at you. They like try to bite you. Oh, that's how they protect themselves.
I know.
You got to think snapping turtles are kind of like the turtle that grew up in a hard part of New York City. And so now it's like, stay away from me.
Okay, interesting analogy.
Right? Right. You're like, I
like the Ninja Turtles, okay. Heroes
they don't count. They were like oozed in a pet store. So they're like really docile and want to protect,
and also
us,
weirdly sexual towards April O'Neil at times, like in the movies.
They were?
In like when Corey Feldman played one of the Ninja Turtles, I felt like I got some sexual vibes.
Corey Feldman played a Ninja Turtle? I didn't know that.
Yeah, in like the 90s, the live action.
Wow. Well, maybe that was more Corey Feldman than it was because the cartoons didn't show any of this like turtle girl thing going on. Oh, someone on Reddit put a clip from the movie Blank Check, and it was with this little kid found a blank check, and then he wrote for like $1 million, and then he went crazy and sold. Anyways, towards the end of the movie, there's this like girl that was his assistant the whole time, and she's probably like in her 20s, and he's like 11.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, so can we date? And she was like, well, maybe in 6 years. And then they kiss, and it was like the most awkward thing.
Wait,
ever.
how old was the girl?
The girl was probably in her 20s. Yeah,
What was
and this is called Blank Check. It was from Disney, and it was them
Ew.
kissing.
Oh,
You never heard of it? I gotta look it up.
Patty,
Blank
while you look it up,
check.
Patty in Austin says, my son has a mini tarantula hiding behind his patio couch and doesn't want to do away with it because he won't kill anything bigger than a quarter. Oh, what a sweetie, but also scary. That
Okay.
sounds like Xchel. Xchel doesn't like to kill stuff. He likes to free.
I carry the spider
bugs.
out. I'll kill a cockroach, but I'll
And I'm
carry
like,
a spider outside.
I spray them with like Clorox. I spray them.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
I'm going to share screen. Which one do I share?
Gators
okay.
run away from turtles, Xchel.
Oh, here it is. Are you ready?
Together.
It's the blank check kissing scene where the
sharing?
20-year-old kisses the 11-year-old. Are you ready?
Oh God, I don't think that's like that's a Disney movie.
Yeah. Do you see it?
God, no, I don't want it. I already see what? That was on Disney?
Yeah, it was a Disney movie.
What? Wait, was the
In the scene, she's his assistant throughout the whole thing, and then in the scene, he's like, "Do you think we could date?"
Did he switch places like in that
No,
movie with
he's
that
always
little
been
guy?
11-year-old, and he hires an assistant,
God.
and they fall in love over the movie.
Who plays the kid? Macaulay Culkin?
I think we all wanted to play the kid when we were his age.
I think that's the little guy who was Alex P. Keaton's little brother on Family Ties when that jumped the shark. Is something going on in the office? I hear someone. Is someone breaking in, child?
What happened?
It sounds like something's going on in our office there.
Oh, is someone here to kill me?
No, I hope not.
I hope not either. Because if you stay on that side and you let him kill me, I'm gonna be pissed.
Okay, I'll run in the room and be like, "Leave Xchel alone!" And I'll just start going like this.
Like a turtle. See, you like turtles.
Yes. Listen, it's not the turtle's fault. It's all my fault. So we've talked about nasty spiders and nasty Disney movies.
We're at the part where the turtles came out of and went into the ocean.
And they were so cute, but very scary. Okay.
Yep.
Then
we went to Green Tribe.
Oh, and Yasa compares themselves to the turtles. They're like, we're like the turtles. They had a hard time climbing up. I don't know where they came from. And they got to the ocean just like us. We got there. Turtle power. Then we go to, so we were at Yasa, and then we go to Ua. And Nathan, the local Fijian, OMG, he climbed a 25. Is he Aussie? With faster than Aussie did, with bare feet, grabbed coconuts, was fishing, was making like sauce for the fish in a coconut with some squeeze and lime.
Yeah, it looked really good.
Oh my God. I was like, Nathan, stay forever. Wouldn't it be fun to get a season of people who were really, really, really good in the outdoors to see what they were capable of doing?
And then Ricard being like, whoa, we were all worried that Genie wasn't going to do any work, but now we just learned how to do all the work.
Yeah. So we don't really need Genie anymore. And Genie's like, damn it. She's damn it.
If I was Genie, I would have tried to sabotage what Nathan was doing. You know, maybe shake the tree while he's on it and be like, he's going to fall.
Oh my God. Poor Nathan. Someone in the chat said earlier, and I was waiting until we talked about Nathan, that Nathan was hot.
He was really attractive.
He was attractive.
His beard, he had a beard. It was really nice. I was very jealous of the beard. I wish I could grow.
You always are jealous. You always want beards, but you grow sporadics.
Yeah, I look very sketchy if I grow out my facial hair, so I make sure to cut it all the time.
Yeah, I like you with a smooth face. I'm not a beard gal. I think if you're a beard, what do you got to hide, beardy? What are you hiding, beardo?
What was that one joke Mike Kennedy used to say? Beards are Spanx for men.
Yeah. Shout out to comedian Mike Kennedy, did we lose him to Q, or is he? I don't know.
I think we lost him to solo cams in Canada.
What's a solo cam in Canada?
When you do arousal things for other people, but yep, because he was talking about it. People go crazy in stand-up comedy.
Well, yeah, once you get over 40 and if you're still a comedian and you're not like Chelsea Handler, some people lose their crap. So he's doing solo cam work. Allegedly.
Yeah, last time, but that was like 5
know.
years ago, so I don't know.
Oh,
because he grew out his hair like Jesus. You remember?
I do. I remember quite a few stories about that gentleman.
I don't know if he was joking though, or if he was being honest, but he was talking about doing cam work, but it was only available in Canada.
Well, there's a lot of Canadian subscribers here, so Canadians.
Yeah, don't look him up.
Yeah, me. I love how this has turned into, since me and Xchel have a lot of like inside baseball stories around stand-up comedy. Every episode, pretty much, we've mentioned a certain like stand-up comedian from the past with a weird experience.
How about when he slept? My favorite story about him.
Oh my God, I love the story. Sorry, I'm gonna.
You say what the guy said.
No, you say the story. You're the best at it.
I'll say the story, but you say the line. That's our favorite. So Mike Kennedy ended up sleeping with somebody's girlfriend. Maybe we should use a
different name, Mike K.
Yeah, we already talked about Mike Kennedy. That's why.
I know.
Anyways, I'll use different names for the other people. So Mike Kennedy ended up sleeping with someone's girlfriend in the scene, and they weren't dating for a long time. It was very much like they've been dating for like a couple weeks or whatever. But Mike Kennedy swoops in, and somehow he tricks a girl into liking him and sleeping with him. And so the whole scene finds out. Everyone finds out in the scene.
Comedy scene.
Everybody, it travels like fire. Drama is in every aspect of our lives, no matter hobby or profession. It's all there. We just have to look
I thought I could escape it coming to YouTube. No, it's everywhere.
No. So therefore, all the guys find out, and then Joleen and I are at a show. We're getting ready. It's an indie show. A lot of people are there. We're talking about it. Monkey Pants. We're talking about it. We're going crazy over it. And then this one, so we talk about Mike Kennedy, and this one guy, he says, go ahead, Charlie.
He was like, we have to stop this. If he sleeps with one of our girlfriends, he'll sleep with all of our girlfriends. And I was like, you guys are so ridiculous. If he can sleep with one of our girlfriends, he's going to sleep with all of our girlfriends. That was little Jamie. What was Jamie Sanderson?
Yeah. Hey, you said no names. I only said one name. You said no name.
They have such like everybody names. Mike Kennedy, Jamie Sanderson. Shout out to you guys. That was so funny though. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
You gotta sleep with all of our girlfriends. No, just that other guys. But
yeah. But that's what I would have tried. If I was Genie, I would have been like, Nathan, why don't you go to the other side of the beach and get lost? Like I would have like tried to maintain that I'm the only one who can help these people survive so they wouldn't get rid of me.
Right. So Nathan stays for a while. He just hooks them up. They now have a new understanding for the island, for what it's capable of, for food they can eat. They have dipping sauce for their fish. They are eating. They're feeling good. And then we go over to Luvu, and Erica and Deshawn are on a boat, and Heather is back at camp, and she's just kind of licking her wounds, but she does say she feels proud of herself, you know? And Erica, who we really don't know much about Luvu. We know Deshawn because he went for the reward or whatever a few times, you know, for the trek. He took the trek. And we know Danny because he's a professional athlete and he, you know, stands out. I noticed that Danny looks like already from just being there 9 days, you can tell he's lost like muscle. Like he looks a lot thinner.
You really think so?
I thought so. I thought he was different.
Yeah, he's not eating enough protein. It's just his body's eating it.
Jamie B said, so I have an everybody name.
Sorry, Jamie B.
If we say Jamie B, there you go. Jamie said, Jamie S, Jamie B, all the Jamies. Most Jamie dudes I know, though, good guys.
Good guys?
Yeah, I can't think of a Jamie guy I know that I don't like. So there we go.
Good.
Okay, so they're on the boat and Erica's talking, and we don't know much about Erica because it's been, you know, we haven't shown a lot of camp life. Like Nunya was saying in the chat, we haven't seen a ton of that. So we're like, oh, look at cute little Erica, you know. And she starts talking and she wants to start talking strategy. And she says that she's a lion dressed as a lamb, and she thinks she has the wool pulled over everybody's eye.
She's been playing the quiet game, and she's looking when to peek out, and she peeks out.
She peeks out when she sees Sydney, who is trying for fire. You know, Nasir is like fire, and then it happens. Like Nasir is very good at camp, not very always good at his social game, but very good at camp. And so she's trying. You know, Sydney's crouched down trying, and she's like, I can't do it. And then she runs off crying. Like, you know, but there's something I know I would cry on Survivor. So I never begrudge. Oh my God, which time? No food. I got to poop outside. I'm in my underwear on national television.
You
There's
can
bugs
float.
crawling on me.
Water poop. You're okay. Water pooping?
I don't know. We'd have to see. Bugs crawling on me at night. People, like Shan said, fart on each other. Everyone's breath is bad. It's like my nightmare. Besides, I'm at the beach. That's pretty cool. You know, turtles can just pop up anywhere, and I think
you could have done it when you were younger, like in your 20s. You know, like I think if you were 21, right after college, I think you could have done it. I think now you're just too weirded out by.
I'm too weird.
You're too weirded out by that stuff.
And too weird. Yeah, it's just too much because I'll be like freaking Kylan from BB23 smelling everything. Because, you know, Xchel, there was a guy on Big Brother this season, Kylan, who smelled stuff. But he would like take a tortilla and go like this and then put it back. And then
BB?
Yes. But he would smell cups. And I said, you know, it's weird, the tortilla, and put it back. But if you ask my husband, I'm a smeller. I smell stuff. I smell
cups. You have a really great nose. You should be a cook. No, because you have a great nose, that means you have great taste buds.
Yeah, I'm good at tasting. I'll be the taster. I like to be the taster.
You can't be the taster always. You have to make some stuff sometimes.
So I'd be smelling everything on Survivor. DGF says Jamie Spears. Good point. However, I don't technically know Jamie Spears, but not a good guy, allegedly. So there we go. You know? Okay. So she's, you know, saying, I'm ready to make some moves, even though they just lost a reward challenge. Slow your roll, Erica. But she's getting bored. She's like, winner, chicken dinner. Like,
she's getting bored. Yeah.
Yeah, she get bored. So then she decides, I'm going to trust Deshawn. And so she sees Sydney as very reactive now because you're like, I can't do it. Because I would probably be stressed out and run off and cry and be like, I can't start a fire. I miss my husband. You know. I where's Tilly? I wonder what she's doing. So Sydney's very reactive and she stomps off. And then Erica starts putting a target on Sydney. She talks to Deshawn and she's like, you know, I don't know. Maybe we should look at her. I mean, whoa, liability much, right? And Deshawn's like in his head and also in his little interview, he's like, whoa. I can tell that Erica has a high Survivor IQ. So actually, you're more of a threat to me than she is. And he says that he trusts Sydney more than he trusts Erica. And he wants to cut the head off the snake. And the snake is Erica.
Yeah. Well, this is all because Sydney couldn't light the fire. And then she got frustrated. And then she went to go cry on the beach. So then Erica was all like, I don't like how she's so emotional. We got to get rid of her because that'll ruin all of our games. Which is great because they're not getting rid of Heather. No one like came back and was like, "Oh, that's a weak link over there." You know what I'm saying? It's all about like they're so good at the game that they're like now trying to play like 5 steps ahead. So now they're trying to get rid of people that are like, you know, that could ruin everyone's game. You know, so I like that part of it.
That's the thing in these games, especially in Survivor, the littlest thing can make you a target, and all you have to do is find a target so it's not you, but you have to be careful that that target you find and that you target isn't already linked up with these other people. So you better have a real good reason why you're targeting them or know their relationship with everyone else. And it seems like Erica maybe she just doesn't know. So then Deshawn goes and he tells Sydney, he's like, oh, guess what Erica said about you? She's like, she said what? And then she was like, and he's like, yes, she did. And like, let's tell Danny. So then Danny comes in, he's like, what's going on? Deshawn's like, yep. And then Sydney's like, I can't believe it. You know, Sydney she's reactive. I can't believe that she's not going to want to say something to Erica. How dare she? She's like, they hate me because they ate me. That's Sydney. I can't tell if she's just real confident or a little arrogant. I can't tell.
I think Sydney is coming off a little arrogant. You know, you said that she's kind of like the Parvati, but I think Parvati
she's trying to, like, she wants to kind of.
She's very smart, but I just think that she does have an unlikableness about her, and maybe I can't pinpoint it right now, but there's something just unlikable about her and I think Parvati knew who she was completely. And I think Sydney just doesn't know that aspect of herself just yet. Because I think Parvati's first season,
to be
well, I think Parvati's first season, I mean, she wasn't really like, I don't think she really knew who she was in the game. And then when she came back very powerful, knew what she was good at, and played to those strengths. But I think with Sydney, she's still trying to figure it out.
Yeah, part of me was bummed that they were now talking about targeting Erica, and Deshawn turned on her, or didn't go along with her targeting Sydney. But then part of me is like, that's probably smart, because Deshawn's right. Sydney's probably one of those, obviously she said it herself, one of those like sleeper players who's just going to be calling shots. You won't see it coming because she's pretending to be more meek and quiet, and things like that.
And Erica played right. I mean, even Sydney couldn't even guess that she was the one, that Erica was the one that said her name. Because Deshawn was all like, guess who said your name? And then she went through the list of everybody, and Erica was last. Mm-hmm. But I just think that Erica trusted the wrong person. She might have came out of her shell too early.
Ooh, turtle reference. Love it. Okay, so then we go Luvu day 9. Oh, so in that moment, Deshawn, I should say, tells Luvu day 9. Deshawn tells Danny that Erica sketched, she's sketching, like I said, Danny's just like, what, for real? And he's like, yeah. And then Danny's not, Deshawn says he wants to throw the next challenge to get rid of Erica. And Danny's like, I don't know if I can do that. I'm a professional athlete. That goes against everything I am.
I would have one rule in Survivor is never throw a game. That would be me, though. So I didn't like that strategy.
Yeah, it seems like
you're beating yourself at that moment.
So many times in Survivor or Big Brother that teams throw things, they somehow get effed over, or it doesn't work out well for them. I'm sure that there are lots of examples of situations that work out, but situations I can think of off the top of my head, it's never that great of
no. And if it doesn't work out, I mean, you have 2 or 3 people that know about it, and that's information that you could sell off down the road,
Yeah. And so, you never know how that's going to affect your game later when people do find out that happened. So they're still, they're like, I don't know, but they leave it up in the air. Then we go to the immunity challenge. And now, Xchel, explain, like you did before, what the hell is this immunity challenge?
So just like the reward challenge, it's the same challenge I explained. I felt like this immunity challenge was like a mini marathon, because you had to swim to a block, release the blocks, swim with the blocks to shore, unlock the blocks, put the blocks through a tube that would push out more blocks, find the key inside those blocks, unlock the rings, and then throw the rings.
Yes. And Deshawn was doing his damnedest to throw it.
Not to win, yeah.
They were like, just bouncing up and down, carrying.
And even them trying not the hardest, they were still in the lead for most of the situation. Yeah. That's like really sad. Like they need to do a merge soon. I don't know. Like they have to scramble some teams around, because this is unfair. If you have people throwing it and they're just still winning, like there's a big disparity in terms of physicalness in that whole thing.
The physicality of the team. So
they need to do like an endurance challenge. I think that would really even it out for the teams.
One of the ones like Parvati was good at, where you're on the pole and you're holding on. That's like you're on the pole and you're holding on. But this immunity challenge was interesting because despite Luvu throwing it, like you said, or trying to, they're still in first place. But then, and they're throwing shade at Yasa, because there was this really funny part of the episode where Evie, it will be in like Survivor bloopers forever, is literally swimming the wrong way. The beach is 2 feet in front of her, and she's like, "You're the beach challenge." She's like, going this way. I don't know if she thought she was swimming against a riptide. Is that what they're called? Where you're supposed to swim parallel?
And she got water in her eye, and she's just trying to swim. Probably.
Yeah, she's just. I
think that's what. Yeah.
It's that way, Evie. And Jeff's like, and Evie is swimming the wrong way.
Was Evie trying to throw it? That's my real question. Maybe they just didn't have enough time to show it.
She's like, I want Xander out this time, finally. Okay. So they finally hit the shore. And Deshawn is still, they're in the lead, but he's still doing things like he's tying extra knots in the net of blocks, just to stall, but they're still winning, and he's like, what the hell is going on?
And then Nasir Yeah, Nasir
Love
took
it.
over and became like, I will lead you, follow me. He became like the Moses of the group. And like his strength and adrenaline was pumping so hard. Like I felt like he just was pushing those blocks through the thing by himself.
Yes. Nanya says, what about if you have a Brandon Hance situation? I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. I remember Brandon was such a mess. And the minute I heard him speak, I would like, we got to throw it, guys. We got to throw it. We have to get rid of this guy. He's got
Never
hate
throw
boners
it.
for the women. No, he
No.
was real bad. Did you see the Brandon Hance Russell's nephew?
Was that no? I just remember
like-
I remember
reminds
you
me-
showing me him being, and he was like, we'll vote her out. She's a single woman, and my wife won't like that or something.
Yeah, she's too attractive. I can't control my boner. He reminds me of that. I was talking to Ina earlier, and it's that is it a video of that guy? He's like, I ain't gays anymore. I am delivered. Is that what
I love that
he
guy.
says? Is that what he said?
I'm not gays no more. I am delivered.
That was
I like
Brandon
women.
Hance. He's like, I was not a cheater no more. I was like my wife. My wife. That reminds me of him in that situation.
I love
So
that
I would throw
video.
a challenge to get rid of Brandon because he grossed me out. Okay. So like Xchel said, Nasir's killing it, and Danny's just like pushing it through like this a little
Yeah.
bit. Just gonna see what happens. Deshaun's like, all right, fine. I guess I'll start throwing rings. So he starts really messing up throwing the rings, which is interesting to watch. And then Nasir takes over.
Yeah, Nasir's like, don't worry, buddy, I got it. And then he's like, boom, boom.
He's like, big. Nasir is good. He's like, he's physically amazing at this game and then at camp getting stuff done. But it's too late. Yasa comes back and wins. Not Heather. God, I'm getting that confused. Tiffany, she was killing it. And Tiffany's
she did great with the rings.
Yeah, she's thinking, oh my God, you guys thought I was weak, but look at
Good
me
for her.
now. Good for Tiff.
Good for her.
And then it comes down to JD versus Nasir and for second place, and Nasir gets it. So
Yeah, but
Luvu-
this is what's so likable about JD. Like, he was really like confident in his abilities, so you wanted him to win because he was like
Kobe.
money, and then it was like
Kobe.
if Kobe bricked all the time, then yeah, that was Kobe. But
It's more like Shaq. Is that a good sports reference? Shaq.
But I really like JD's approach to it. Like, do you know how he threw it? Was like he like followed the ring, and so he would jump with the ring, and like he would jump off the platform, so like he could like toss it at the same time as his body's momentum.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But they
And
did lose. Green team did lose.
They did. So second place went to Luvu.
Mhm.
And so
No
immediately
throwing it.
in my notes, I said, save Genie, because I'm worried at this
Yeah.
point. I'm like,
Genie's your favorite player.
and Shan.
You felt like how I felt last week about Brad, and I feel for you.
You believe Brad was your favorite player? Like that is.
I want to meet Brad. I want to meet Bill
Oh.
Walton's cousin.
Just because you like Bill Walton, you like, but you know what?
He was
Chelsea,
such a nice
you
guy to
can
me.
Like whoever you want. Okay. So then Ua.
Yeah, he's
we
not
go back.
problematic, so I feel like I could like him and be okay with that.
Brad? He didn't
Yeah.
have time to be problematic. I think he was
Yeah.
setting up to be problematic. Aren't Brads always problematic? On
This
these
week
shows?
we
I don't
should
know.
put all the women in a hat and then vote them out, and then the other two have to cook for us. Like then he would be like, I can't like Brad. That was not a
Yeah.
good move, Brad. You know.
Brad. So we're back at camp. Genie and JD talk, and Genie's like, "Listen, write down Ricard." Genie, she is just there's no finesse. It's
No.
here's what we're doing. Here's what I'm doing. Even
yeah.
if you're not doing it, I'm still gonna do it. I'll burn
Yeah.
him just to burn him. Okay. And I might roll my die. I'm gonna do all this stuff. And then JD's like, okay, but you don't have to roll your die because I'm with you. I am with you, Genie, because he doesn't want Genie to roll the die because if it works out in her favor, then he's on the chopping block.
Yeah, he'll probably go home, which is weird because he has 2 votes. He could use them at this time,
So no one's used. Is anyone going to use this damn die? And is it good for the whole game? I forget.
I think it's up until a certain when you merge or something like that.
And we haven't even had an immunity idol yet, like being used. It's just so weird.
Well, you can't use an immunity idol because
They haven't
each
found
team
them.
has to find it, right?
Yeah.
But I do agree with you. No one is using their advantages, and it sucks. Boring. Shake up the game.
I hate that. Like, use them. And so then Genie goes to Shan. Ricard should go. And I'm like, Genie, that's Shan's number one. They're always together. She's like, I don't care. So they're all basically trying to convince Genie not to roll the dice.
Yeah, because
like, we got you.
She could win. She could save her spot, and then one of the other three go home. So
which kind of ends up working in her advantage to just be like, I'll do it. I will do it. You know what I mean? So then Shan's like, shit, I need a plan. So she thinks by the fire next to Ricard for a minute. And she's like, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to act paranoid. I'm going to go to JD. I'm going to act paranoid. And I'm going to say, I think you're sending me home. Okay. And I'm going to ask JD to give me his advantage again. Because I did give it back to him. So I'm going to ask him to give it to me again. Otherwise I won't work with him. Okay. It'll be a token of trust. So she talks to JD. And JD's like, oh my God, Shan's really good at this game, but she's too paranoid. And I'm like, she's playing you, bro. And that's the beauty of having, I think, like a younger player and someone who is Shan's age, which Shan, what is she, like probably early 30s? I mean, she's young, but having such a young man you're playing with, he don't realize that he's necessarily being played. He's pretty pure to the world.
Well, he trusts Shan ultimately. Like, he trusts Shan 100%. And, he has that trust because the last Survivor episode was like, okay, I'll let you hold it. And that's how we'll rebuild our trust, right? So he basically was going on this assumption that they had trust from the last situation, because if they were going to vote him out, he was like, it was going to be in the last game, so it's not going to be this one. Yeah. But Ricard is so lucky that he could just sit back this episode and just be like, oh yeah, you should vote them. Oh yeah, you should vote them.
He's chilling. Shan's doing all the heavy lifting, and he's like, I'm gonna go redo my ponytail. I'll be back in a little bit,
Yeah.
So Shan talks to JD, and JD's like, oh my gosh, Shan. He thinks, wow, paranoid lady. And then he says, fine, okay, fine. I will let you hold my advantage yet again.
Here you go.
Because you look genuinely paranoid, and I don't want you to be like that.
Here's your ticket to win the whole Survivor game when we go to the final.
Yes, final tribal. So then she says, I love this quote. Shan says, she goes, I don't want to be a villain, but I do want to be an assassin. Yes, assassinate everyone in this game and win.
I feel like assassins are villains, though. Every time there's been an assassin in history, it's always been, like.
What about killing Eve? I end up cheering for the assassin lady.
That's weird. You shouldn't fall in love with those people. That's like people who fall in love with the Breaking Bad guy.
Sandra Oh fell in love with.
You should not. You should not fall in love with the Breaking Bad guy.
Cheering for Walter White.
No, you shouldn't. He fucked up his family. Walter White was an example of like a very egotistical, selfish man who sacrificed the only person that loved him and his family and put them all in trouble. You should never.
At first, it was like, I need to do something for money, but then the ego got to him and the power, like it does, and then he did stuff that was unnecessary.
Yeah. But that would be like me if I got into like, I got to do something for money. I'm going to go work at the bank, and then I start stealing from the bank, and then like I'm hiding all this money in here, and then I'm all like, babe, I'm stealing from the bank. And that's how you're getting all your iPads and stuff. You're going to be like, awesome. But once the cops come, you're going to be in trouble just as much as me.
He did. Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, you did. There's all these text messages I sent that were
how
like,
did you afford all these Kate Spade bags? I don't know. I don't know. But I think at first you're cheering for, I don't know. I think there are times where you're cheering for him, but they're like, his character's complicated to where, there's times you're cheering for him, and then there's times you're like, okay, the power got to him. He became a part of the dark evil system that he was just going to use temporarily to take advantage of it to help his family. But then the power and everything got to him.
Yeah, the power became too much. He didn't want to help his family after a point. He was just helping himself.
Sometimes a villain is subjective. Yes, Ashley. And after all, so we all cheered for the assassin and killing. She's the bomb. That actress is amazing. That show is amazing. She's so cool. I
I
love a
only
female
think
assassin.
that you guys like the assassin because the targets that she was put in on,
Yes.
aside from killing Eve, were bad people. But you have to understand that in that world, sometimes their targets are just like, hey, this dude and his children who just are about to vote for something that could really change an oil. Think of like what's happening in
about
the
to
Amazon. Yeah, what's happening in the Amazon right now? Like indigenous protesters are being killed left and right just so that they can continue to put like cows in there so that we can all eat hamburgers. Like,
Yeah.
it's like we want to. I want to cheer for the assassin, but at the same time, I can't because that world is so like drenched in like blood. It's hard for me to separate that in a
Exactly.
but in an entertainment aspect.
Really, in a fictional assassin world, though, I can cheer for the assassin. It's like how people I didn't watch all of Dexter, but you kind of cheered for Dexter because he killed people that were like, I guess, seemed to be more,
Okay, so
bad.
I'm more of a bleeding heart guy, right? And so
Yep.
like remember when we saw the movie The Sniper, right? We went to the movie theater,
Yeah, with Bradley Cooper.
right? And then at the
Mhm.
end, spoiler alert, mute it for 10 seconds. They killed a guy that did something to America, and the whole theater erupted in cheers. They're like, yeah, but I didn't.
I didn't either.
It's hard for me to do that because it's like, I understand that's a bad person, but I can't cheer for someone's death. That's just, it feels so against what I feel. That's just how
Yeah.
it is. So.
I just rarely cheer for men. So it's unless it's you, Xchel, I'm not really interested. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I kind of remember that movie. Ashley says I just finished the first season of Why Women Kill. Oh my god. Why, Xchel, have you watched a couple episodes with me? You guys, if you have Venmo Plus, watch Why Women Kill. I watched the second season too. Second season, good, not as good as the first, in my opinion. But
What was the first season? Was with Lucy Liu?
Yeah, it had Lucy Liu. There was a wonderful actress. I don't know her name. And then
the second one was with the Chicago actress, right?
Yes, the girl from Fargo.
Yeah. Okay.
She was great. But yeah, all the acting is excellent. The writing is fantastic. It's so good. Okay?
I liked the first one. I liked how they became pariahs in their community because it dealt with the AIDS epidemic at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it dealt with a lot of things. Like it's really, really good. Yeah, two gets a little. One was jam packed and so many character arcs and so many stories, or not so many, but just enough stories that you're like, oh my god, you're always eating. And then the second season, it's kind of it's just less of that. One was like whoa, and then two is good. But yes, Jennifer Goodwin was on the first season, and she was on Big Love back in the day. And I used to watch Big Love. So anyways, we digress. So Shan's plan ultimately works. They go into tribal, and right away it's like, Genie, what? Genie wants to kill everyone. Genie's why women kill on Survivor, but she's also sad, Genie has a lot of layers. She's like, I hate you guys. I want to cook for you, but I kind of like you. And I'm going to miss, like Shan says, us farting on each other. I don't want to go home. Should I roll my dice? I don't know. They all have this kind of, even Shan, she's like, if I get rid of JD, it's like he's become kind of family. And we see a little clip of him lifting her up to a tree because they're really close on this island. But
that's what would be the hardest part about Survivor for me. Like I'm more of a type of person that wants everybody to get along. And so at some point, if we were to lose, like to vote someone out would be hard for me just because I'm cheering for everybody to win, But this isn't a game where there's several winners. There's only one.
That's where I would be different because you would be that way. And I would be like, bye. Unless there'd be a few people I would connect with, like in life, and everyone else, bye. Like that's just.
But I fed you fish. I fed you fish.
Bye. Thank you. It'll be like when your little nephew Salvador, when he was like, bye. Thank you. I love you. And I was like, oh. But that's how I'd beat everyone. Bye. Thank you. I love you. Didn't win. And I would just wave to them goodbye. So then, JD, they're all kind of like, I hope we go through with the plan. Who did the wink, Xchel?
It was JD. JD did the wink.
I hope we all
He was winking at Shan. Yeah. Because he was like, Shan.
Like,
Yeah.
And then they flipped on JD because now Shan, boss move, she's got his reward, and she also voted him out. Like, you have to at this point. This guy's given it to you twice. Lightning is not going to strike 3 times. Actually, I think it might with JD. But just in case the merge happens, take the reward.
I mean, I wouldn't have done it. If I was JD, I've been like, you're going to vote me out. I don't trust you. And I'm going to be like, I gave you the thing last week. I can't give it to you this week. I'm going to take it with me. I'm sorry. And then I would put her name twice. That's how I would. And then I'd get Genie to be like, hey, vote Shan.
Leanne says, it's okay, Xchel, you're an empath. Do you think you're an empath? I think you might be.
I think I am.
Yeah.
When I was at clinicals, I mean, I was very like, it's hard. I don't know. It's such a different experience being in the healthcare field, especially like 37 years of not doing that stuff. It's like, I had a trouble at first being okay with touching people, but then towards the end, it felt more comfortable. But I feel like,
you're not supposed to.
Well, I'm all like, I have a bubble. You respect it. I respect your bubble. We move on in life. But when you're in healthcare, you're like, I have to be in your bubble, and I'm sorry.
Yeah. You tell them, and then you're like, oops, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. But will she get to play it? We don't know. We don't know if anyone's ever going to get to play an idol. We don't know. There's so many twists and turns and things that are happening. So Ashley says, for how big a fan JD he was, he did forget about Suri taking that immunity idol from that young boy. The best when Suri talked him into like, all right, you got to give us, the idol. And what was his name? That long hair blonde guy. And I feel like Suri doesn't get the credit. I feel like it falls more on Parvati, but it was Suri's idea. She is a boss. And that was such an embarrassing but delicious tribal to watch. Oh, Leanne, I used to be a home care nurse. Best job in the world. Props to you. That's amazing. I love it. Ashley, iconic. Yes, JD's hair. Okay, that's what I said. Okay, so before JD got his hair, when I go, you know what? I wanted JD to go more than I wanted Genie to go because I'm like, JD's young. He'll come back for a second chances. This is just the beginning for that beautiful guy. Like, and I said, Xchel, what did I say? At least he's going home with beautiful
hair.
He looked great. He looked so cute. The buff, everything was styled. And sure enough, later he says his hair. And I'm like, see? He always looked great. He's adorable. At Tribal tonight when he bragged how good it did look really good. Okay?
He looked really good.
Yes, Suri is on my Survivor Mount Rushmore as well. I've never put mine together, but she would definitely be on it. Not
Parvati?
only Suri
Team Sexy Targets.
Suri would be on Team Sexy Targets. If
Mount
Suri
Sexy Targets
would have come back for let's say she had won and been on Winners at War, she would have been on Team Sexy Targets. So there you go. His name's Eric. That's his name. There you go.
Rest in peace, Eric.
That was so bad. And his hair was so bad when he left. It was not
really
good hair.
Matted.
Like,
my hair would get bad. It would get poofy, and then I'd be like,
it was like a Brad mullet, but it was real puffy. Okay, there was a lady. You guys tell me what her name was. Do you remember the one lady who had her hair from the 80s? It was a mullet. She wore her shorts up high in Survivor.
YouTube or Survivor? Okay.
Survivor, yeah. And I forgot what season it was, but she was very memorable. And she was like, I've had this hairstyle since 1982.
Did she have a mullet?
With it. She had a mullet, curly, tight perm mullet.
Denise?
Can you share a picture?
Shambo,
yes. It was Shambo hair, but Shambo's hair was more iconic. But Eric's hair was bad, where I feel like JD's hair will stand the test of time. Okay? Yes, Shambo. Shambo's hair was everything. And wasn't Shambo like talking close to people and they were like, your breath is bad. I don't know. Shambo was a character. Shambo was a freak. That's why we do the Married to Survivor rewatches, or for sometimes first time watches of old seasons of Survivor on Patreon, so that we can have these moments and discover people like Shambo, because holy shit, she was a character. A character. Yes, Nanya, do you win a buff? I wish I had a buff to give, but all I have is this one. So you win my heart, and if you join me and Nana, remind me in the chat, and we'll have Nana send you some peace cards that we send out. Some of the George Floyd peace cards that Nana's friend sells on Etsy. Jilly G Designs. Yes, Shambo was straight out of King of the Hill. You watched that season, right, Chell? Do you remember Shambo? What season?
No.
Tell me what season it was again, Chell. You know,
I saw the Lunch Lady season. That was it.
You loved the Lunch Lady.
Yeah, she was
What
nice.
season was Shambo? Okay, Chell. So, Shambo Survivor. I forget what season she was. She was just a character. I'll just pull it up for people who don't remember. Shambo's iconic hair. Okay, let's see. Where did this picture go? Oh, I just want to open up. I don't want to open up the news. I want to open up. Okay. Open image in new tab. Is it going to be a little image? I want it to be a big one. It's a little one. Okay. I'm working on it. I feel like Chell could have done this a lot quicker than me. All right.
Search for stuff?
Oh, way, oh, way, oh, way, oh, way, yeah, oh, way, oh. Okay. Shambo. Can I zoom? How do I zoom in on a pic on my Mac?
I don't know. I don't use this.
Damn it, the pictures are too small. I feel like Nana. It's too small.
That's okay.
Wait, I'll get it. You guys have to. By now, everyone's like, we already saw it, Jolie. We Googled it ourselves.
We found it. We found it already.
She's terrific. Let's move on with our lives, everybody. Okay, maybe this one will be a little bigger. Oh, wait, someone has their Twitter picture, and their Twitter handle is Shambo's Dreams. So let me pull this up and show you guys the Shambo, which I wonder if anyone went in and got that cut. They were like, can I get the Shambo? Shamba. All right,
I would like the sham, please.
Look at
the shamrock.
Iconic. The curl.
Oh, I would like the sham wow, please.
The sham wow. Yes. Yes. Okay. And she was on what season, Chow?
I don't know. Someone said 9 or 13 here in the chat.
I looked up her image, so I guess I could.
I don't think anyone got that.
The Survivor Wiki. We're all.
Hi, I would like to ruin my style. Could I have the sham wow, please?
Okay, wait.
I just like how she's so happy. Good for her.
I know.
Rocket girl.
Rocket girl. Okay, let's see. Let me close this one and we'll share this one.
Someone said season 19 Samoa, aka Russell Hance's season.
Didn't she come back? Oh yeah. How could I forget that? Jesus. There's been so many damn seasons of Survivor.
Yeah, they're 41 now. That makes sense.
Okay, now I'm going to share again. Share my screen. Here we go. Okay, so she's a former U.S. Marine. That's Marine hair. She's eccentric. Yes. So she's from Washington. She was in sales. Would you buy anything from her?
She seems like really nice. I would.
Okay, so she.
As long as she didn't bullshit me, I'd buy something from her.
I don't know if she doesn't. I don't think she struck me as much of a bullshitter. She was.
Ashley said she's the first female Marine sergeant to play, and I think we have to remember that when she became a Marine sergeant, that was a very difficult time for women in the military. So way to go, Shambo.
But yeah, definitely then.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I missing this little? The United States. She was Survivor career version. The U.S. Tribes Galoo. She finished 6th. She had 10 challenge wins, 6 votes against. Days lasted 36. That's pretty good, Shambo.
36 is great.
Yes,
she's probably the Survivor lady that helped everybody live off the land, you know?
And I think she was kind of a little bit of like an eccentric know-it-all, too. Mm-hmm. At Final Tribal Council, Shambo apologized to America for dismantling Galoo, adding that she questions her judgment at the time. Shambo called mixed gameplay feckless. Oh, yeah, she was mad at Tribal when she had her question, which he was unaware of the word's meaning and said he would have to look it up, which Shambo nodded her head and said, "You do that." She then turned to Natalie, calling her a coattail rider. She asked Natalie, how would America perceive the fact that she is a finalist? Natalie said that she would be viewed as the most ill-equipped and should have been the first to go. Natalie added that the aggressive girl would be targeted for elimination, which Shambo called major BS. Yeah, Natalie had a good she had a good defense of this. Like, I couldn't go in being that an aggressive girl, even though Natalie was in sales too. And she's like, so I had to play this kind of more behind player. So, oh yes, aka yes, Russell. Thank you, Max. Thank you. So Samoa, oh my gosh, 2009. That's when me and Xchel met. How sweet. It all comes back to being married to Survivor.
It does.
Previews for the next
trouble.
That's what Chelsea goes. I'm trouble, and I said I'm all in. Don't follow that, ladies. Most guys who say they're trouble stay away. But I thought he was being funny because we were comedians. But
I
he
wasn't
was a little bit of trouble. He was a little bit of trouble. But so was I. I was trouble too. I'm trouble.
You're cute trouble though. I like the trouble you bring.
Oh, thanks. I was like the Pink song. It's just you and your hand tonight. You know. Oh. Midnight, I'm drunk. I don't give a fuck. Wanna dance by myself. Guess you're out of luck. Don't touch. Back up. I'm not the one. Bye. Listen up. It's just not happening. You can say what you want to your boyfriends. Just let me have my fun tonight. All right.
Should I go? Do you want to continue? No, I'll just go.
I'm not here for your entertainment. You don't really want to mess with me tonight. Oh my gosh, it's just you and your hand tonight. Oh, what a good song, Pink. What a good song. Okay, so we see previews for the upcoming episode, and it looks like Genie, my Genie, I'm calling her my Genie, finds
the third idol.
Is it the third? Because didn't JD's just go back? Did JD have it?
Who has it?
Reward?
Xander has it.
I'm so confused. Yeah, Xander has it.
Oh, and Brad had it. Brad's went
back.
So Genie's going to find Brad's.
Yes, Genie found Brad's then, right? And then
good for Genie.
Who else has one?
Xander.
No. And nobody else. No, it's just those two.
Luvu has to find one.
It is going to take forever.
Someone please use your advantage, or else this game has no advantages and is super boring and stupid.
I would just roll the dice.
I know. You're not even on the block. You'd be like, Jeff, I'd like to roll the dice.
No,
did you just walk here from your camp? Yeah, I want to roll my dice. You're not in tribal. Yeah, but I'm going to roll my dice. We all know this game boring. Someone has to roll the dice. I'm going to roll my dice.
He said on the block, we're still talking Big Brother talk. I love it. Ashley says, I need to find a Xchel. I think because I'm sober now and done with my BS that toxic men love, he'll come soon. Please, pumpkin turtle gods. Yes, please, pumpkin spice baby turtle gods. Sending you all the good Xchel dude vibes. Find yourself a pumpkin spice turtle Xchel.
To be fair, I mean, Joleen, you've been frustrated with me in our relationship at times, but we've been able to work through those things. And I think that you don't need to find a Xchel. You just need to find someone that likes you as much to work through things. Because if anything,
someone who thinks you're worth it.
Yeah, and if anything, marriage has taught me is that you will have to compromise, but you do have to learn to talk to each other in a not constructive, but you just have to learn how to communicate. That's always communication.
Communicate, and everyone's gonna bring in shit and baggage and crap, and you're never gonna find like a perfect guy or a perfect woman. You just have to be sure that you can deal with their shit. Is their shit stuff you can deal with? Like my lack of spatial relations, and that's the truth. It's like really, name 3 or 4 things that are very important to you. You need to find that in a person, but they're going to have things where you're like, oh, but he does this or he does that. Can either those things be changed? And by changed, I mean will it get better with time? Because
you can't say can they be changed. You have to say,
listen, I didn't like. What didn't I like? I didn't like your American Eagle sweatshirt, and it disappeared.
The one that I never washed.
Yes, and that was you were 25 when we met, and I was 29, and I was like, this sweatshirt has to go. And you had skull shoes, and I was like, those aren't those aren't going to work either. And you just find a way for those to disappear.
That's some bullshit. I gotta pull out my skull shoes so I can wear them everywhere to go.
Oh my gosh, there's just so many, like, there's things, there's deal breaker things, and then there's things that you can work with, because I'm bringing in, panic attacks, you're bringing in stuff. So it's just, you get an understanding of each other and you just try your best. And when you are a team, you figure it out, but you communicate. Are you pointing to me? Because it's like, point to the hottest person here.
Yeah.
Me, it's just you and your hand tonight.
All right, I'll go. You have a fun time, okay?
Studded belts and Converses. Oh my gosh, yes. There's so much fun fashion faux pas, or maybe that's your thing, All right, you guys. That's this episode of Married to Survivor. It was a good episode.
Who do you think will go home next week?
Still confused a lot of time. Which tribe? Are we doing tribes or are we doing individual people? Who's going to win the buff next week? I'll take it off. Get ready for next week.
Who do you think's going to win?
I actually wore this.
It looked like a merge in the replay, in the preview.
Previews?
Yeah, because it was all like, we got to get rid of the women. And then it was the women being like, oh, we got to stick together. So it looked like there was a merge. I don't know. There's one tribe with 3 people, another tribe with 4 people, and the last tribe has 8 people. Has there been a merge with like 15 people, or is that too many?
I think they're going to merge probably soon. I would imagine. So? I mean, we're already at day 9.
Okay, let's just say 3 people that we think could go home next week. You say yours, and then I'll say mine.
I'm going to say Erica.
Wait, you only get one, and then I get one, so that way you don't pick all the ones that I think. Okay, Erica. You think Erica? Okay. Mm-hmm. Xander. Okay.
Let's see. Genie might be a target. I don't want to put that out in the world. I'm not going to say her. I'll say who? Sydney.
Sydney? Okay. I'm going to continue with the guy picks. I'm going to pick Deshaun.
Oh, yeah. Ricard.
You think Ricard? And remember, you only picked 3. You're holding up 4.
Oh. Did I think I picked. That was my 3.
I think. Lastly, I want to say this is kind of a Hail Mary, but Sydney.
Wow. We're like, go home, Sydney.
I feel like if there's a merge, I think Erica will gain trust with Evie. Evie, thank you very much. And then she'll be a part of that group, and then that group can be like, let's get rid of these. Because there
was a moment where Tiffany was like, in the upcoming episodes, like, we're getting rid of Xander, right? Isn't that what she was saying?
I don't know if that's what she said, but you know how those previews are. They're always like, hey, we're going to show you something, and then next week comes, and you're like, what? We didn't see that happen. So then Xander's safe. I shouldn't have picked Xander. Damn it.
Well, they made it seem like the Sydney thing was going to be such a big deal this episode, and it really wasn't. It was more Deshaun bringing the information back to Sydney and her going, she said, what? Mm-hmm. More like that. So anyways, all right.
I'm a hot piece of ass. No one says anything about my hot, smart piece of ass.
And that's right, girl. Believe in yourself, okay? Leave your comments after this post. Who do you think is on the chopping block next week? Who should be worried that they're going to tribal or might go home and get their torch snuffed at tribal? But also, real quick, we forgot to mention, JD did not out that Shan has his advantage.
I don't know, man.
Why didn't you yell that?
Yeah, we want Survivor, not lame Survivor.
I would have been like, really, Shan? I let you hold my advantage. You having my advantage right now. You have it in your bag, my advantage.
Oh, you should be like nicer, like, okay, thanks, guys. Bye. Shan, please don't use my advantage of 2 votes.
That you took.
It was
an extra vote. Damn, I'm so confused by all these. There's just too many advantages this season. But
well, no one's using them. That's why there's so many.
It could just be
easier. Yeah, just be easier if they just use their advantages.
Yeah, just give it to us. Okay, you guys, have a wonderful, fantastic night, you beautiful pumpkin spice babies. Make sure you smash the like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and we will talk to you next week. Bye. Bye, Xchel.
If you like what you see.